Mi gente, ¿qué pasa? Hello. It's a beautiful day. Un lindo día aquí en Hoy En Día TV. Happy, terrific Thursday. I am your host and producer, Yessie Rodriguez, bringing on to the stage my amazing co-hosts. We have Dr. Cece, the actionist, and Nadine Barton, entrepreneur, author. Yes. Hi, lovelies. Feliz jueves. Happy Thursday. How are you? How we doing?
Yes. Hello. You look gorgeous. Loving the jacket. Loving the collective wear. Looking amazing. Nadine, loving the hair. Looking great. Doing good. How are you?
I'm good, and thank you so much. And you always look fabulous, my dear. You know that's the good thing here, right? We all of us are lovely looking eye candy, right, for the viewers and listeners. You know, so I was like, hey, you know, this is another reason why I got to tune into Hoy En Día TV. Oh, Nadine, can you see us?
Yeah, hi. When you came on, when it started, I couldn't hear you, and then it's like before I came on stage, the setup was good, and then as soon as you went backstage and came back, it just reverted back, and I had to go back and reset everything.
Oh no! Do you need me to bring you back behind stage so you can get that?
No. I'm good now. I could hear you.
Okay.
Awesome.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
So your hair is different, Nadine. It's cute.
It is cute.
Thank you. I just put it up. I had this stupid curly hair, and I literally cut it earlier. I didn't like it.
It looks
cute. I
like it. Yeah,
makes you like a little kid.
She doesn't look like a little kid.
That clearly I'm not.
But it is so youthful. Like I love it. I mean, you're youthful anyway, but I just love it. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, she does have a point. When you put it that way, yes, it does reverse you in age, right? Versus being your actual age. You look like you're in your early 20s, late 20s.
Mm-hmm.
See,
yes, skin is all, moisturized with, Nadine skincare,
maybe because I'm sick. That's why I'm glowing. My chest is burning right now.
Oh, no.
Sorry to hear that. Oh, goodness. Talking about sick, so Dr. Cece, she had a really dope remedy that she recommended. And I would love for you to share this tea that if you're not feeling the greatest and you have a little cough and phlegm and all that, this tea, I'm sure, can help you out. Dr. Cece, spotlight.
So, when COVID happened to the whole universe, right? My husband, he did contract it and he was just coughing. And, they say, oh, you have this long COVID cough. And I mean, his coughs were so bad. And so, with coughing, of course, it makes your head hurt, your chest hurt, your throat hurt, everything, because you're just straining and coughing and coughing. And so marshmallow root is a tea that you can drink. And it's to help you to be able to kind of soothe, right? The whole respiratory, and even your GI tract as well with the marshmallow root, but it'll help bring up all that mucus and phlegm and all that stuff. And if you don't know, if you see any kind of color, to your, the phlegm that comes up, that's indicative of an infection, right? But if it's clear and you're just kind of coughing up stuff, you're pretty much okay. But you definitely want to break that up. So anything pretty much hot that you can kind of drink and soothe, it'll help kind of bring that up as well. So definitely try herbal, teas and things of that nature to be able to try to help you combat, these cold weather flus that we have in this season, right?
Yeah, no, that's helpful. So the ingredients for the marshmallow tea, is there like a specific store that people should go to? How they have like different cultural stores, or can they buy?
So you can, you just really got to check your brands and where you're getting things, because even now we know that there's fake foods, right? And there's fake teas, which is, can we stop it with the fakeness already? But I go to a site that's called Mountain Rose Herbs, and they look at this is not a plug, this is not an advertisement, they don't pay us or anything like that, but I've used them in my own personal life. Okay, but Mountain Rose Herbs is a reputable site. You might pay a little bit more, and I'm okay with that. But you get quality ingredients, and where their stuff is coming from, where it's sourced from, and those types of things. So I every time I try to shop on Mountain Rose Herbs, there's other places that are out there, but that's one of my favorites that I do shop at. With Amazon, I know a lot of people go to Amazon to shop on Amazon for many amazing things. I'm very careful about shopping for herbs and different medicines on Amazon, only because it's coming from different vendors, and you don't really know where they're getting a lot of their stuff. So yeah, I do Mountain Rose Herbs, so you can check that out.
Thank you for sharing that. And so I'm glad you brought that up
Mountain
about the
rose.
Mountain rose herbs.
and I'm glad you brought that up about the whole fake food. So in your experience, do you have like a rule of thumb that you follow or practice when buying herbs to know like what certain things you're looking for to authenticate that it's real versus something that's been made up and fake?
You know, like, so for America, you know, we have all different kinds of stamps that we put on things and people looking for FDA approved and all that. You know, FDA, I don't really have faith in the FDA anymore, right? It was an organization that was set up to kind of monitor and make sure that we're getting quality things. That's not happening. The whole world knows that that's not happening, right? To a degree, okay? Not going to say completely, but to a degree. And so looking for, I always look to see what country it's coming from, right? Because that can tell you a lot about where these herbs are grown. Some of these herbs that are grown, they're indigenous to certain parts of the world. So if you go on and you're on the internet and you're searching to try to, find a certain herb and you say, okay, this one is grown in Venezuela, where it's like indicative of that company, it's sourced and it's grown there, you know that you have a pretty good herb, especially if it's going to come from that actual country, right? So I'm going to be more prone to get it from there versus Michigan, okay, where it might not be, that it's homegrown, right? In its natural habitat. It's just like when we travel all over the world, you can't bring back certain fruits and veggies and things of that nature. Why? Because those fruits and veggies are indicative to that area. And if you bring them into the US or, bring US fruits and veggies into another country, it can bring certain varmint, so to speak, like just insects and things like that, that may hurt their actual agriculture, just like it could hurt anybody's, right? Because every country has specific bugs and, different animals and stuff that's for that country, for that habitat, for how they live. And if you bring that into another ecosystem, like another part of the world, it can really upset things. We've been seeing that happening a lot. I'm kind of off topic a little bit here, but in Florida, with all of these exotic animals, right, coming in and they're eating up a lot of the, our homegrown wildlife, so to speak, here in the U.S., especially in Florida, and things of that nature. And then things too are mutating because they're mating and stuff, and you're getting kind of weird, a jellyfish snake or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I'm just making up stuff on that one, but things like that are happening. They're showing things like that. So you just want to be careful. There's also, how we have like the little symbols like on waters with the numbers and things like that. There's symbols like on different packaging as well. You might see that stamp that might say USDA organic, or you might see some other like stamps on there. You have to kind of just go down your list to kind of Google what they all are, but you want to look for things like that, things that are organic, making sure they truly are organic, because people will put a stamp on. Well, we have organic seedless grapes. Does that go together? It doesn't. If it's without a seed, it can't be organic. So you really gotta, right? You gotta really kind of take that with a grain of salt. But my thing is like looking for where it's grown, researching the company, seeing who they purchased from, because you can do that all on their website. That's all public information, right? You can Google that stuff and find out about it. It takes some work. We were talking about this yesterday with family, and we were just saying like, going to the grocery store is a whole job within itself, because you got to check everything. And I just went in my pantry again and reorganize everything, and it looks amazing, by the way. But what I realized, I had purchased some canned goods just a couple of weeks ago, and when we were cleaning up stuff, they were expired, but I just purchased them 2 weeks ago. So I'm like, I just forgot to just check the dates on the stuff before you even buy it. It's like a whole process. So I was like, I just bought this 2 weeks ago. How can it be expired? So just double check all of your expiration dates on your food, right? Before you put it in your buggy and check out of that store, right? So I got to now take this back to one of our local grocers and be like, hey, I mean, they're going to be fine. They'll take it back. But I'm just going to be like, this stuff is expired. Get it off your shelves.
I'm glad you caught that, because can you imagine? I'm sorry, go ahead, Nadine.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's just like you have to pick the cans up from the back, or the product from the back, because they're putting the expired stuff at the front. So you always go to the back, and like your bread and your canned stuff, you have to pick it from the back.
Absolutely.
Right. Wow. It's interesting that you were mentioning earlier about the whole ecosystem with different countries. And actually, Puerto Rico does that a lot, where before you leave, you have to, there's a special machine, a part of the USDA, where you have to put all the, like, even like I have a purse backpack, I have to put that there this last time. And every time I go anyway, your luggage, anything that they feel you can transport any types of goods specific to the island. So it's interesting that you say that. Yeah. And then if once you pass, they give you a cute little sticker that has like the Puerto Rico outline, and then it says USDA. So just a heads up for people that are going to Puerto Rico. Just be mindful that you can't bring stuff back like you think you could. So that's just a heads up about that. Hello, hello.
I'm glad you're talking about Puerto Rico, Yessie, and with travel. So everyone out there, you've probably heard, maybe you don't know, but in 2026, there's going to be some new rules to flying. So they've kind of started mapping this out overseas with some, the foreign flights and things of that nature. I think Lufthansa is one of the ones that's kind of kicked it off, but it's probably going to be coming to a city near us, right, very soon. But where, they're kind of shrinking the requirements for your carry-on now. You know how you have to put your little bag in a thing to make sure it fits. So they're making that, because they're making planes, right? The storage, overhead, they're making those compartments a lot smaller. So it means your carry-ons are going to have to be a lot smaller. And here's the thing, when you put it in the little measuring device, they don't want it to touch the sides or be, how these people kind of shoving in, be like, oh, it fits. And you're like, no. So it's up to whoever that ticket agent is to say yay or nay, you can come through, or no, you can't. So they're shrinking things. So you guys, we might have to go back once again, purchase new luggage to be able to get things to fit on. And they can tell you at any moment in time, like, no, it doesn't fit. If it's touching any size of the, of the little bin, the little measuring luggage thing, they can say, no, you got to check it. And it really sucks, because we were talking about this because my brother just flew back from the Netherlands, and they're all over this, like white on rice, right? And so he was saying that. So, he had his little, backpack and stuff and trying to travel, and his was good. So, sometimes, you have the backpacks or like the suitcases where you can have that extra zipper, so you get a little extra bit of space in there. That's pretty much going to be kind of like going away, because you're trying to stuff everything that you can in there. So just be aware, you guys can go on one of the YouTube videos. I mean, there's plenty of videos about it, and it's also on actual like internet, like on reputable sources as well. But you can kind of see, and they give you tips. They give you some tips about, how to make sure everything fits. So just be aware that things might be getting a lot smaller here in the future.
Wow. Thank you for sharing that. I didn't come across that. That's definitely helpful information, because I travel a lot, and I travel with a little one, and I have to stuff his stuff in my luggage. So, oh man, I think it's time for me to invest in the luggage for him, but goodness. But I feel like they're doing that on purpose, right? Because it's like another way to make money. You have an extra luggage and spend an extra. Right now, the luggage this time was $45. I know some airlines charge $50. I've seen airlines that charge up to $80. So that's ridiculous.
Even $100 I've seen. That's expensive.
Yes. And then there's a requirement where if it exceeds 51 pounds, you have to pay $100 flat out.
Like that's the other thing too. They're beginning to weigh your carry-ons. They're beginning to weigh all of it. And if it is like a pound over, you're going to have to, and it really sucks. I said, because, most people, hey, people don't really want to do carry-ons. People don't want to be free of the luggage. They don't want the hassle, but because they lose so much luggage, you're like forced to like, just put everything, try to put all my carry-on. So that way it's with me. That way I can leave with it, because I'm not guaranteed to get my bag if I check it. You know what I'm saying? And so it's just like, they're just kind of forcing your hand with everything. But one of the tips was like, you want to have like medications, your passport, like things that you absolutely need. You want to have that in your carry-on, right? You want to make sure, or even on your person, that's something that you never want to check, and you never want to, have it in like per se a carry-on bag. You might want to have like in your wallet or in your purse or something like that, something that you're going to have with you 24/7. So that was one of the other things. So yeah, be aware of that. And then two, they're also looking at the lithium batteries, because the lithium batteries, they put off, radiation or whatever, so much energy or whatnot, I don't know, and it can mess up the flight. So now they're not allowing people to, if it puts off so much of a voltage, you can't bring that lithium battery with you, for your iPhone chargers and all that stuff, your cell phone, all of that. So it's changing, y'all. So look at the different rules for the FAA for the new flights right here in 2026. So that way you don't get caught at the airport and, you're upset and all that stuff. And they're saying, hey, you should have known, because they're going to expect you to know, right? But we're letting you know here on Hoy En Día TV. So make sure that you check that out.
I thought batteries were always on the list of things that you're going to bring on the plane. That never
your chargers,
went away.
like your chargers. those chargers, like those battery chargers. It's the battery chargers, you know, like the ones that that has the cell, so you can plug your phone into that charger, can charge your computer. It's those types that they're kind of looking at.
Oh, okay.
Right. So, mi gente,
Wow.
te dimos muchos tips, a lot of tips here about flying. La cosa que vas a tener que estar en pendiente cuando viajes en diferentes países porque hay restrictions that are coming on. So, yikes, even more restrictions than what we already have, right? But hey, I mean, all we can do is breathe and just figure it out one day at a time. I mean, what else can we do? Oh gosh. You know, I've come across a lot of posts, and I know this is going to be a topic for a different day. I just want to share that right now, though, because we have our guests patiently waiting. A lot of people feel like they're living in the Matrix, and when I hear things like this here, I sometimes feel like I'm living in the Matrix, and which makes me motivates me to watch the Matrix movies again to really absorb it. Right when they came out, I was a lot younger. My mind really was in a different state. Now that I'm older, I'm gonna rewatch the Matrix. So hey, just saying, if y'all haven't watched the Matrix, or if it was been years since you watched the Matrix, watch the Matrix again, all of it, so you can fully absorb everything. Because sometimes you feel like you're living in the Matrix. I mean, I don't know about y'all.
For real. No, I feel you right there. And I say go back and watch some apocalyptic movies. I like apocalyptic movies. I used to never like them, but I like them now because it gets you to thinking, like, if everything goes down, like, you know, the world just ends, whatever the case, right? And you're the only survivor. Maybe there's other few. How are you going to survive? Right? Where are you going to live? What are you going to do? How are you going to forage for food? Like, these are things that we need to know even now. So go back, right? Because look, television is to television and they're telling us something. So you can learn a lot from many of these shows, right? If you just pay attention. I like to glean. I don't like to just watch mindless TV all the time. Sometimes I do when I'm really tired. I don't want to think about anything. So you have those days, but I want to get something where I can glean from. And I do learn stuff. I really do. Now you got to go fact check it, make sure it's all good because, you know, it is Hollywood, but I mean, go check some things out. I've learned quite a bit. So go and see, because, you know, at the end of the world, when it comes, because it's coming, right? Right? Know how to forage for food, know how to survive, know how to do, you know, build a fire, whatever the case may be. So go back, along with the Matrix, check out some of those apocalyptic movies too.
What about that movie, Jesse, that all the Teslas were, left the world behind?
Yeah, that's another good one. Yeah. Hey, we're giving you some good movie ideas to watch. If you are tired of watching holiday movies, which I'm sure you're probably not, but if you are, these are some alternatives that you can consider as a new family tradition to come bring the family together and learn together by watching these movies and kind of absorbing the information. Like CC said, you're telling the vision. You just got to pay attention.
But listen, didn't that happen in real time though? In that movie, Left the World Behind, all the planes were falling from the sky, and then all the Teslas were defaulting and running into each other, and those Uber self-driving cars were running into each other. I've seen numerous videos of those, and it was just the same as the movie. So all those movies that they're putting up, they're real life things that are exactly happening. They're not, some of them might not be happening now, but in the future they will.
Yeah, cliffhanger moment. We're going to leave that cliffhanger moment because we're going to bookmark that for next week's topic conversation. Right now, we're going to pivot over to our special guest. We have some beauty pageant queens, beauty queens, yes. A powerful mother-daughter duo redefining what it truly means to be a queen, right? We're honored to welcome attorney Wanda Lugo and Tanisha Alanis, a mother and daughter who embody leadership, purpose, female empowerment, and community service at the highest level. So with attorney Lugo, Wanda Lugo, a medical technology professional, educator, mother, and national director of Miss Petite Universe USA and Miss Tour Beauty USA, Wanda is a passionate advocate, an individual who redefined the meaning of what it means to be a queen, believing that true loyalty is not measured by height or physical appearance, but by impact, empathy, and commitment to the community. Under her leadership, her queens have earned multiple national and international titles, and she has been honored with Director of the Year 3 different times. Impressive, yes. Queen Tanisha Alanis, an international queen, community advocate, and university student pursuing a degree in sustainable development, agroecology. Oh, that's okay. I'm gonna have to ask her what that is. Tanisha made history by becoming the first contestant to win both the Teen and Miss Petite Universe international titles. Her advocacy focuses on mental health, kindness, and environmental protection, and also breaking gender stereotypes, empowering young girls to believe in their potential both on and off the stage. So, know that in this episode, we're going to discuss female empowerment, mother daughter bond as a foundation for success, purpose driven pageantry, leadership, community impact, and breaking barriers, and overall how to cultivate queens with values and social consciousness. So, stay right there because we're going to bring them on right now. Without further ado, welcome Hoy En Día TV, Tanisha Alanis, and attorney Wanda Lugo. Bienvenidas.
Hi, how are you?
Muy bien. I'm good. How are you?
Great.
Doing good. Very excited
Yeah.
to be here.
Yes.
Well, we are thrilled to have you. So I know I said a lot in very impressive bios. In a nutshell, who do you say you are? You can take turns going, but in a nutshell, when you have to explain, like, hey, this is who I am. Who do you say you are? ¿Quién tú dices que tú eres?
I would say that I am a very passionate and hard worker. I always strive for my dreams and I don't let obstacles detain me. But most of all, I describe myself as someone who's very committed to her community. I believe that's something that very much defines me is my passions for connecting with my community and being able to advocate for my passions through my community. I Ransom Ridge Assisted Living Center. I volunteer there a lot. I teach a lot about kindness and environmental protection. And I also go on a lot of awareness walks. So you could always see me doing different things for my community. And yeah, I think that's kind of what I would describe myself as a very hard worker and a very hard, dedicated person to her community.
Awesome. Thank you. How about you, Wanda? ¿Quién tú dices que tú eres? La persona que eres.
Well, when I have to describe me, it's kind of hard when you have to talk about you, right? That is something that I always say to my queens. That is the hard part. But I'm a simple person. I'm a passionate person for the health, which is my profession. I love to help people. I love to help, especially young girls. I love to help the girls to be empowered and get self-confidence. And for me, it's really, really important help the community, get involved in the community, because I think the community need a lot. And you can do a lot of things no matter what it is big or it is small, but you can contribute to do a lot. For example, we visit, what is the name of the Ransom, right?
Ransom Ridge Assisted Living Center.
Nosotros comenzamos, we start when the COVID, when COVID started, you can visit nobody. So we already start visiting the seniors just for the window, because we already thinking that in that moment, they can be around nobody. Nobody can visit the people, right? So we was talking about what we can do, because I think in my opinion, they need a lot. They need, no matter that, the most of them, sometimes they don't have family, they don't have nobody. So we talk and say, okay, let's go and do something. And we start doing cardboards with a lot of message and everything. We already know that we don't be able to enter to the place, but we start in that place just for every window outside, and bring a lot of message, support message, and just a simple thing like just do it hard and say, something from they are from the window and we are from the other side, but see all the people, the face, the happiness for me made me so happy. Just for me, make the people happy is the most important thing that I can do. Be involved in all the community, like working for the cancer, working for, is everything that we can do. For me, made me so happy, and that is something that I try to involve my kids and my family, because it's something that I have passion about. That help the people, help the young girls, instead of being in the cell phone just doing nothing. And I believe that is we can do a lot. We can do a lot. Trying to the girls right now. I know it's a lot of girls with a lot of health problems, and that is the thing that we have to do, trying to get the girls and all the community get involved. And I think, in my opinion, that is a little bit that we can do to help the mental health right now, because it's something that is really, really impact in our society right now.
Wow, yeah, thank you both for sharing that. Very impressive. And I'm really happy to hear that you're really giving back to the community and touching different people, older and younger. That's beautiful. That's very impressive. I have some other questions, but I'm going to open the stage to Cece or Nadine. Do you all have any questions before I ask my follow-up questions to our guests?
Yes, I do. So welcome, you guys. This was a very impressive, bio for both of you guys. Congratulations on
Thank you.
your attainment. And I'm sorry, I kind of have a bit of a cold. So my question is for Wanda. What values were most important for you to instill in Tanisha as she grew into leadership?
But values for me, be kindness, be for me, just be her all the time. Don't try to be who she is not. I always say, don't try to be who you are not are. Just be always simple, be always humble, and always be you.
Awesome. And I have a question for Tanisha. So how was growing up with a strong mother shaped your confidence and your purpose?
So growing up with this amazing woman right here next to me has been amazing. Because, but also with my dad, both of them, they have taught me to believe in myself, to always overcome all obstacles. But they always taught me to be a simple person, to always strive for my dreams, but to always stay in my lane, to never think that I am better than anyone or less, but to think that I am just simply me. But seeing her being very dedicated in her field of medical technology, it has shown me the woman empowerment. She has served as a role model for me to believe that I can accomplish anything that I want to accomplish. And seeing her being able to do different things, because she's a very multi-talented woman, and being able to see her just take on any task might be new, and being able to see that has taught me that I can always pick up a new task or a new hobby, and I can always do something new, because if I believe in myself, I can do it. And it's something that she's taught me.
Awesome. Those are great questions, great answers, and great values. Thank you. I won't ask any more questions. I'll let Cece go.
No, it was great. No, amazing, amazing answers. And just, seeing how confident, you are when you speak and things. I can see that your mom, she raised you very, very well. Have you always wanted to be in pageants, or was it just something kind of like, oh, I see these women on TV? Because like growing up for a kid as me, we always watched the pageants. It was like a big thing. And I did a little bit of it when I was a kid and stuff like that. And I don't really like it that much, but my cousins and my mom, they were all into it. And I'm just like, because they're like, oh, you're just so cute. You're so cute. You should go. I'm like, okay, you win. So I'm like, it's just too much, right? The dress up and all that. You think that girls really like that? I like dressing up, but it was just too much. It was over the top. So have you always wanted to be, doing the pageants and stuff like that? How did it all come about?
So when I was about 4 years old, my mom entered me in modeling classes and in ballet, and I started with that. And I also started doing fiestas patronales, which is like a carnival that we do in Puerto Rico. And I was doing the three at the same time. And my mom was like, well, you got to pick two because this is a lot. I don't want you to get like too overworked, you know. So I was like, you know, I love modeling and I love the carnivals. So I chose those two. And slowly through modeling, I started to get into the pageantry world. And I think I just knew since I was very little, I like love this world. I love being on stage, whether it be modeling or being competing in different competitions for pageantry. So it's always something I've known. I think I just like grew up with it, you know, in the fashion industry. So when I started to kind of realize like, oh, I'm doing pageants, I just was like, you know what, I don't want to leave the pageant world. Like I love it. But what I think sometimes people see the glam and just competing and being on stage. But for me, what I see is the connections that I'm able to make with other people, all the wonderful girls that I've met along the years and that I still have very strong friendships with. And being able to advocate for passions and for things that I worry about, and being able to go out and connect with my community and do community service. So I think that all of that is just something that all those values that I were taught just kind of resonated with me in the pageant industry. I just saw that these were how to connect all of my passions. So yeah.
Excellent. Excellent. I love it. I love it. Now, I know your mom talked about mental health and it's huge. And I know when you're on stage, like we just see all these beautiful girls and women, the hair, the glitz, the glam, the glitter, you know, yes, he's looking like that. She's pageantry today. Okay. You know, but what about like behind the stage in these relationships that you've built with these girls and these women and things of that nature? What are some of the things that you've seen kind of behind stage? Because it looks like everyone has the poise and the sophistication and the self-esteem and self-confidence, right? Is that really the case for most of the girls, or is it something completely different? You know what I'm saying? What do you see, like, you know, when the makeup is not on, the hair, you know, how are the women, the girls then?
So I've had positive experiences actually throughout all my pageant years. All of the girls backstage are actually very nice and are as true as they seem on stage. I have never had an experience with a girl that might seem fake and then backstage is something else. They've actually all been very like authentic, and that's what and it depends, of course, the organization that you go into. Sometimes you do encounter girls that might be different backstage than on stage, but I researched the organizations that I go into very much, so I've always had a very positive experience with that. And I've always encountered girls that are willing to help and are willing to help kind of open doors for me too. So for me, it's been a very positive experience, and it's been great to see that girls are really authentically themselves, because you don't want to be in an environment where girls aren't being their true selves. So it's been great to be able to be in an environment that fosters authenticity.
That is awesome. Thank you. So mine is about the discipline, right? Because there's a notion that I've done pageantry. I actually did the Miss North Carolina USA back in 2013. So fun fact about me. I put the top 10, but I didn't win because at that time I was a little too curvy. You know, even though I was a size 0 at that point, but I was still considered curvy, whatever that means. Anywho, water under the bridge, right? That was a long time ago. But with that in mind, the discipline, right? There's a notion that, okay, you look good, you know, you can do pageantry, but there's more to that than what people don't understand, right? So when it comes to discipline and practice, la disciplina y la práctica que se requiere para competir, to do this competition, what words of encouragement or advice would you share with individuals who want to get into this industry that really need to understand, like, you need to put some work into it? It's not just about how you look.
No, I'm totally agree with that.
Yeah. So I would say words of encouragement for me is that pageantries might seem like we're just getting dolled up and we're just getting on stage, but it requires a lot of hard work, preparing yourself in your speaking skills, being able to be a leader in your community, being able to get on stage, but not only get on stage and speak, but also go into different rooms with different types of people. Might be people from political backgrounds, might be people from health backgrounds. Just being able to be in a room with different people and being able to speak, advocate for yourself, advocate for your causes, and really connect with people. So words of wisdom, I would say, is to always, you have to work very hard. You have to be, there are different areas. You have to be able to be very well-rounded in different areas, because you never know what kind of people you're going to encounter and what you're going to have to speak on, or what causes you might have to advocate for. You have to really be mentally focused, because you could get on stage and the nerves can get to you, or you can see all these different girls, and you might let it get to you, that you might think they're better than you. So it's very important that you're very mentally prepared to be in an environment that might shake things up, but you have to really believe in yourself. So my words of wisdom is always make sure that when you're going into the pageantry world, you are mentally prepared. You know that you believe in yourself, that you are able to speak about different things, about different causes, different topics, and that you're ready to work hard, because it is very rewarding, but it does take a lot of work to get to that point where you get all the rewards.
Yeah.
So I'll let you speak on your words of wisdom.
Yeah, I know. Just I always, when she already asked me, Mom, I want to participate in this pageant, I say, okay, for me, fantastic, but you have to work for that. Not because I want that she won, it's because I want that she get prepared. For me, the most important is she get mentally prepared for the pageant. You never know. She can be probably, probably feel, okay, I'm fine, I have everything, but you don't know who is the other girls. So if you are mentally prepared for one or no, it's okay. It's okay, because you are going to celebrate. I always tell her, if you want, okay. If you don't want, fine. We are going to celebrate the same. I can tell you, she participated in Miss Teen Universe, North Carolina. And when she went to national, I told her, Tanisha, the time is not enough for your preparation. So just do your best. But the most important, have fun and enjoy. So that was the only thing that I can tell her. And when the finals, the day of the final, I saw a lot of girls crying. So I said, okay, let me go to see Tanisha. How is she? I was worried because I saw a lot of girls, really. When I went to her, I was like, are you okay? And she was like, yes, Mom, why? I was like, because I saw a lot of girls crying. And she was like, no, I'm ready to go to eat something. Where are we going to eat? So is you prepared all, as a mom, her, and as a director, my queens, I always tell the queens, just do your best. Do your best. But if you don't win, just it's okay. We are going to celebrate the same. We are going to have fun. We are going to celebrate. Let's go. We are going to do something. You can get frustrated for the thing. Is you doing your 100%, you are going to be fine, because you put your heart, you did your 100% work. So always in your life, you are going to find some people that are better than you, and that's okay. You are not. I always told her, you are not the best. You work hard, you put your heart. So that is for me the most important, and I think that is the most important in the pageant industry. Be mentally prepared for participate in the pageant. Even that the pageant is, you get tired, is sometimes 4 days, 5 days with every single day, woke up like 4 o'clock to get ready. Is the whole day doing activities. It's hard, to be honest. Be in the shoes of the girls is hard. It's not easy. It's hard the whole day, and the next day you have to get ready again. And one day, well, last year when you won, right? When she with the, you know, exciting and everything, she she didn't find out that she was bleeding. When she finished, she won, and she finally sit down. I said, Tanisha, what happened in your face? She was like, Mom, my face is just with a lot of, blood.
I was walking and I like sucked my feet with my heel and I didn't like notice at all.
Oh my goodness. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Yeah, that sounds. I'm glad you're good. But Tanisha, I'm glad that your mom shared that story about the first time that you experienced what was considered loss, right? Because other girls were crying and you were like, oh, I just want to eat. So it sounds like your mom really mentally prepared you for that. So with that time, looking back, flashing back at that moment, and then fast forwarding to when you won, there's two questions I'm going to ask you here. The first one is words of encouragement that you would share with young girls who find themselves where in a situation where they're feeling at a loss, right? In this situation, you worked hard for that title, you found out you didn't win, but you took it on the chin. You were like, hey, let's keep it going. While others around you felt really emotional, really heavy. They're like, wow, what happened, right? They were upset, but you didn't. You were like, hey, I'm going to keep going. Let's do this. And then bringing it forward, what did you do different from that example that helped you win when you got here?
So first of all, my words of wisdom for someone like being in that experience and wanting to kind of better themselves or get to the next level would be you have to really believe in yourself. You have to really see these competitions. You have to see them not as competitions, but as opportunities to grow and expand yourself and your wisdom and to grow as a person. So I always see competition, pageantry. I don't see them as like competitions, but I see them as this opportunity for me to go have fun, meet other girls, have a platform for me to teach my community and advocate for my causes that I feel passionate about. So I would just say you have to really believe in yourself and you have to really love it and see it as an environment to learn, not as an environment to compete and win, because we're all winners. We all, whether you're at the state, national, or international level, you have worked to get at some type of level. So even if you just win your state and you don't get to your national, you worked hard and you won one of the levels. And that is still a big achievement. So even if you don't win nationals from your first time, or even if it's your 20th time competing, it might not be your time. You always have to see it as your time will come. If you keep working, the hard work will pay off. And the second question would be what I did different was that I just kept, at that time, I didn't have much interview practice. So I felt like that was my weakest point back in 2019. So after that, I decided, you know what, I'm going to keep working on my speaking and my interview skills. And of course, my other skills, I kept bettering my modeling, kept bettering my stage presence. So I just kept working hard at it and didn't believe that I was perfect from the beginning. I saw my errors, or I saw what I could better in, not my errors, but just what needed bettering. So I would just say you always have to be honest with yourself and know that you can always keep working and striving.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And so before I open the floor over to my co-host, I'm going to go ahead. We're going to go on a quick commercial break. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
A bold builder of people, purpose, and platforms, Girls with Gigs helps high performers and those desiring to achieve more shift mindsets and activate purpose. Whether it's career or leadership development, personal branding, or knowing your worth, in the job market, transformation has never been closer, because this is where purpose meets action and dreams become destiny. Book your free consultation today at www.girlswithgigs.com.
Dream, explore, discover with Nadine's Travel Oasis. Your next adventure is just a booking away. From breathtaking beaches to vibrant cityscapes, we handle the details so you can make the memories. Luxury, leisure, or last-minute getaways, we've got you covered. Book today and let Nadine's Travel Oasis take you places.
At Cab Zenza, we believe beauty is a ritual, not just a routine. Rooted in intention and inspired by nature, our skincare is crafted to nourish more than just the skin. It nourishes the spirit. Every jar is made with purpose. Because when you flourish inside, it shows on the outside. Cab Zenza's isn't skincare, soul care.
From the moment that I put this Cab Zenza on my skin, it feels most amazing. As you can see, it has your skin glistening, it's moisturizing. You too should get Cab Zenza.
Luxurious body butters.
All right, big shout out to our sponsors. So hey, holidays are literally just around the corner, like it's creeping up on you. So if you have no ideas, we gave you some ideas here. So we have Girls with Gigs, Inspire for Purpose, right? Got to find that purpose. And technically, we're talking about purpose today because we have two amazing guests talking about just the purpose of Jesus, just what they do: community service, pageantry, leadership, etc. So yes, also travel. Travel is also a good gift to give. So reach out to Nadine's Travel Oasis. Nadine's got you. We got Dr. Cece. She got you. She can help you out. And we've approached winter. Like, you don't want to walk around with like this dry, ashy looking skin. No. Invest in a good moisturizer. So Cab Zenza is the way to go. All right. So yes. All right. So let's get back to our juicy discussion here. These are some amazing interview, amazing just responses. Wow, I'm just feeling the warm and fuzzies right now. Cece or Nadine, any additional questions before? Because I have other questions, but I don't want to hog up all the questions. So what questions do you all have for our guests?
Yes, I do. So, oh my God, I'm just like mesmerized just listening to you and your mom. And, win, lose, or draw, as long as you're having fun. And it seems like you've been having a lot of fun. And now I see why you're a winner, because you spoke so so eloquently, and I love it. And my questions for you both are, what advice would you give mothers and daughters working together toward a shared mission? I know you would have probably answered like some of it when Yessie had asked you one of the questions, but what advice would you give like a mom? What advice would you give mothers and daughters working together toward a shared mission?
I would say that you really have to love what you do. You really have to be in it for, you really have to be in it. You have to love it. You have to really communicate. You have to all be on the same wavelength, that you both want what you're striving for. For example, for pageantry, for us, we really both love the community service and the reward that it gives. So that's something that we keep striving for. So.
Yeah, I would say as a mom and daughter, if your daughter want to be in this industry, just support her, but just prepare to be in this industry, because sometimes I saw parents, most of them mothers, that just pushing the girls, because you had to do it, you had to win, you had to do. And in my personal opinion, that is not the best way. If you want to be in this industry and support your daughter, just support your daughter, but with a positive advice, and prepare, like I told earlier, just prepare for win or for no, because if you don't win, I know sometimes girls are not mentally prepared for that, and then it's when they get, in shock, and then they start crying and frustrated. And it's not the pageant; it's just because you don't get the preparation necessary for be here. Even here, even in the sport field, any part of the kids want to do like dancing, ski, whatever. I think you always have to prepare your kids. You always have to prepare the kids like for being friends, for be kindness, for enjoy every moment that they are doing, every kind of stuff that they doing. Have fun, have fun. Don't see the stuff like, oh, this is competition, I want to win, I want to do this. I think that pressure is one of the things that's finished with the kids with mental issues. So as a parent, we have a big role in our kids, and
Yeah.
I think is support as a positive way, not in the negative way.
Absolutely. I see what you're saying as being a momager, not that people on the outside won't have the same hoomph to get your daughter to the finish line. Just like recently I went to an event and I met Tiana Taylor and her mom. I didn't even know that her mom was her momager or manager momager. And it is hard work. She's been supporting her from she was young, starting up in the industry. And I know it's hard work to be a momager. So good job on that.
Thank you so much. It's not easy, and she already know that. I think I ask her more when she is in the competition. Like, okay, she is far from me in the college, so she's like 2 hours from here. So I just go, okay, you want to be in this, right? Okay, you has to be all the time. Just time for preparation, time for modeling, time. It's time for everything, but at the same time, for me first is the study, right? So she need to do a schedule for everything that she are going to do, and if you get prepared for that, you can do everything, but you have to be organized, and you can do it.
That's good. I love that, Wanda. Let me ask you this: was because you seem like you're a great mom and like you're just really grounded and you got the answers, right? So was your upbringing much the same as how you're raising your daughter or have raised your daughter? I mean, we never really start raising our kids, I guess, because life, we're always life, right? But so was it like, was your mom the same or your dad the same? Was it kind of, they empowered you, encouraged you, that kind of stuff, or was it vastly different?
Well, like I can tell you, my mom was a hard person. I love my mom. She passed, but she was a strong person. Today we was talking about that.
Talking about this, yeah.
We was talking about that. I told her, I don't have like, it was not the support always. She was always for me, but in the way that I'm here right now for Tanisha and for my son, it's something different because I give confidence to my kids. We going in the car and we just listen music, singing, trio, my son, her. I try to be always a friend. So because I don't have that part in my life, my mom was really a strong mom, just like an old fashioned, and she was the best, of course. But I don't have that part in my life. And I was like, when I grew up, it was a little bit insecure because I feel like I can do this, I can do, because I don't have that support in my life. So when I grow up, I say no, I can be the same. That is something that we have to learn as adults. Is we grow up in one way, we have to, okay, no, I don't want to be like that. I want to get better. I want to get my kids all the confidence, everything, because she can talk with me. My son talk with me. Hey, mom, that happened to me. Tanisha, sometimes I say, Tanisha, look at that boy. He's handsome. Oh, man. I was like, yes, because I always say your best friend is me. You can have friends, of course, but the best friend that you can have is your mom, because your mom are going to tell you, no, that is not the best dress for that activity, to be honest. Sometimes friends are a little bit jealous and say, oh no, I think you can choose that one, when the reality is not that one, you know. So I always say, you know, be open with me, because I don't going to scream at you because you are talking with me about something. I can just tell you yes or no, and that's it, you know. Just like, the best person that can tell you the truth is your parents, to be honest.
I agree. I agree. I agree 100%. I know sometimes the kiddos think like, oh, no, no, no. But I 100% wholeheartedly agree with you.
Yeah,
And
that's
and I asked that question because, you know, backgrounds, right, of like most people parent how they were parented. But I love, you know, asking this question because you see how generations of people tend to do it differently. My mom is much like you. She was parented in a way in which she thought, you know, well, which she knew that she could do better. She wanted to parent in a way in some areas, right? Not all, but in some areas in ways that her mom did not parent, right? Like where, you know, her mom might have been a little more harder or stricter. Maybe she wasn't like that with us, right? Whereas like, you know, her mom, because this was like a popular term and you guys have probably heard it, you know, and they still like a kid will ask, why do I have to do that? And the parent will say, because I said so, right? So my mom was, you know, she hated that. She hated it. And so for us, you know, she never wanted that to be just a blanket answer because really it wasn't an answer, right? It was just kind of a cop out, right? And so she always took the time to explain to us. And I love that. So you changed, you saw things in your childhood and you were like, okay, this is how I felt. I don't want my children to feel this way. Like, you know, confidently, you mentioned about confidence. And so you turn that around to make sure that you instilled and you pour that into your children so that they feel confident and they feel secure. And it's only going to get better with you, Tanisha, when you know, find your husband, you get married, all these great things, right? And then you'll parent your children. Like you'll be like, well, I didn't really like how my mom did this, but then you'll just get better. You know what I'm saying? And so you're setting the generations up for better and better and better and better parenting. And I love that. So I thank you, Wanda, for your transparency and even your vulnerability in showing that, you know, and even how you spoke about your mom, even though, you know, she's now passed, but just with the high respect that you give to your mom even now. And I just love that. So I love family. And I just want to say, you know, thank you guys truly for being on. You guys look amazing. You know, it's like you guys are gorgeous, you know, mom and daughter, you know what I'm saying? So loving it.
Yeah. Thank
Yes,
you.
amazing. Yeah, truly true beauties. Absolutely. And Tanisha, shout out to you as well because you're representing beauty and brains. Like that's what I tell my people that look up to me like, hey, if you're gonna look a certain way, you gotta have some up here, right? Because eventually you're gonna start getting older. The wrinkles are gonna start settling in, right? Vas a empezar a envejecerse y qué va a pasar. Tienes que tener algo acá arriba porque si no, ¿qué va a pasar, verdad? So I'm so glad that you're leading with that example, especially with the generation that you're growing up with, to say, hey, if you're gonna look good and you're gonna be a beauty pageant queen, you're gonna have some brains up here too. You know, it's about beauty and brains. You know, so shout out to you for exemplifying that. I love that for sure. Also, the Wanda, the director, like that's impressive to be a director of two pageants. One, what motivated you to even want to consider being a director? And two, for people who want to enter the pageantry, like how do they do that? Is there age restrictions? Like tell us more about that. Dilo más de eso.
Well, so I start when Tanisha want to participate. Well, she participated in Teen Universe, so that was when I spoke about when she finished, I went to say, "Are you okay?" So as soon as that pageant finished, I told her, "Do you like it?" And she said, "Yes, I want to still doing pageant." So I say, as a mom, I say, Tanisha, sometimes we have to see what are our strength and what are our weaknesses. So in that moment, I told her, "Well, you and me, we don't have, we are petite, right?" So
We're very short.
some of the pageants want, tall girls, skinny girls. So she already she's not fat, but at the same time, she's not skinny, right? So that was when I started searching different kind of pageant. And I found this pageant that has a petite category. So that was when I start thinking about it. I told her, "Well, if you want to still going and doing pageant, I think that one is a good idea." So we went to Mexico to international. That was when she won the first time over there, and of course I love it. When I went to Mexico, for me it was like in my second home. It was so welcome. The pageant don't look for the most skinny girl, don't look for the most beautiful girl, and that was something that made me thinking about start as a director. So because they look for the not for the best girl, not for the most pretty, they are looking for a more interior, more a beauty that represent the brand. A girl that's be a smile, that be good, that do community service. It's different. It's this pattern is different, and that is the way. That is the reason that I still doing this pageant as a director. I love the way that they are. It's a family. When you're going over there, it's a family. No matter that I represent USA, is one of the girls need me. I always open to help all the girls. The girls are, Tanisha can say, all the girls are, Titi for me, just even that is Peru or, Panama or just, so it's the connection that I made with the girls. I think in that way is something that I have because I like to help all the girls. Doesn't matter that the girls compete with my girls. For me, it's okay. I always say, don't think it. I told my queens, I say, don't feel bad. If you saw me screaming the other girl, "Hey, Peru, you can do it," because for me, is I feel like I need to support all the girls because I look the girl. I don't look the country, right? For me, it's the girls. I need to share. I need to help. Is I thought, okay, I need to help here with this dress. I think we can do something different. It's just help the girls because, in my opinion, that is the most important. So, my girls, my queens, we prepare all the girls for be ready for all those days are 4 days. So we prepare really mentally, just be important, and most important is just the interview, because trust me, that is something you can do really good runway, but if you don't get ready for the final question and for the interview, and that is something that a lot of girls don't thinking, "Oh no, I'm a mother, I can do it, I can," no, you had to work. You had to work really hard for that, because it's really important. It's really important. So we, as a family, we have like a, we start. I start with the girls one by one, then Tanisha, then I start, with the family, and then at the last, when I saw that the girls are ready, I say, okay, let's do FaceTime video or a Zoom with all the girls and my husband. Why? Because they can be, okay, just me asking questions. They need to be, used to different kind of people, because when you are at the pageant, is somebody, one of the judges asking you a question, so you have to be ready for that. Even when the first day you arrive, I always say, don't wait until the people can say hi. No, go in and say hi. How are you? I'm from USA. Just trying to always be welcome with the other girls and try to help. Don't see the girls like, oh no, you're my competition, you are in my category, I can be friend. No, that is not my platform. That is not how I'm thinking. In all the months that we prepare the girls, I prepare a lot mentally, and because I think when they going over there, they have to be for me, very humble, very, very humble. Just don't pretend that you are the best. Don't pretend that you are the best, because when you be at the international, that is not good for the people. That is not good for the organization. The organization want a humble girl, simple girl. It's not that pageant is not the stereotype of the other pageants, like, okay, the body, the face. No, it's just more. It's more hard. It's more the interior that you have.
Wow, thank you so much for sharing all that. That's a lot of great helpful information. Is there like an age requirement for the categories in your pageant? Yeah.
We have different category. So we have categories since 4 years old until 28. Of course, if you are married, you can participate as the Miss category. So we had category for all, and this year we start with the Corby category. So we had category for everything, and that is something really good, because we have for all that kind of girls. We have for Petite, that is Miss Petite International and Miss Petite USA, and we have Miss Tour, which is for tall girls.
That's amazing. Yes. That is very impressive. Thank you for that. So before we transition over to the last minute words, this is where we're closing the show. Just want to ask Cece or Nadine, do you have any additional questions that you want to ask our guest?
I do not. Just great job, both of you guys, and I wish you both continued success.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I echo those sentiments right there. That's excellent. I agree. It's been amazing chatting with you all tonight. Thank you for sharing your time and giving us, a little peek into this whole pageantry life and being the director of it, like, from mom to like pageant winner and like, being the director of it. It's huge, because you don't hear that. You don't hear that part. So it's really nice that too, like you were saying, I love what you said, because you guys are you're echoing like humility. You're saying like come in humble, but I see the humility in the two of you as well. And and saying, have a mindset like, hey, you're not the best, because everybody comes in saying you're the best. And a lot of times, parents will tell their kids like you're the best, and it's like, no, you're not. You know what I'm saying? Like you say, how dare you say that as a mom? You're a bad mom. It's like, no. This is real life. This is real life. And I believe if people get the mindset of thinking like, you're not the best, you are good, you are great, but no one's really the best. We're all in this together, and we're always trying to get better each and every day. And that will keep, a level of humility that's there. So I applaud you just for you all's attitude, right? And just also how you're paying it forward and showing other people, right? So you're like living it, because this is like who you are as people, your authentic selves. So you're living it, but you're also showing that to others. And hopefully just by your family, that they will carry that on, hopefully into their families. And it would just make the pageantry better. I'm so happy, Tanisha, that you didn't have any bad experiences off stage, because like it's a whole nother world off stage versus on stage, like we chatted about. But so happy that you didn't experience any of that, which means that the pageants have changed over time, right? Because way back when, they weren't like that. And I know you guys have probably seen some of the shows like the Dance Moms and all of that, and it's cutthroat, and it's like the moms are so awful. And the girls are so awful to each other. And it's like, we should be lifting up each other. And you do that very, very well. So just hats off to you. And again, just thank you for being on the show.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
It was so nice to meet you.
Yeah, it was nice to meet you. I think that's something that as a parent we have to start teaching since the kids are little, because the kids grow up with self-confidence and enjoy always every minute, everything that they do.
And I think adding to that, you have to really get to a mindset where you don't think you're the best, but you also don't think you're like the worst, where you're at a mindset where you know you're not the best and you can do better, but you also do believe in yourself that you are capable of achieving what you want to achieve.
And that's being humble and having humility. I love that.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah, and balance. That balance. That's what we're always trying to achieve, is that balance. And so you said that very, very eloquently. You said it very well, and I love that. Have that balance. That's really good.
Absolutely. Wow. Like, I feel like we need to have you all back on in the new year. I mean, Nadine and Cece, what do you think? Should we have them on in the new year again? Hey, yes. So we would love to have you on for part 2. I'm sure at that point you'll have additional pageants that you may have been a part of, or additional community service, additional information. So if you're up for it, just let me know. We can definitely add you onto our agenda for our guest list here. And so we're going to go over into our last minute words. And this is an opportunity for each of us to just remind people how they can find us, follow us, especially for Wanda, for people who want to be a part, young ladies and young women who want to be a part of your pageantry, how they can sign up, how they can reach you. Tanisha, any last minute words, where they can follow you, etc. Pretty much anything. If you have a quote that you want to say, whatever your heart desires, this is an opportunity for you to do that. And so for you to get a glimpse as to how that works, we're going to have Cece start us off, followed by Nadine, Tanisha, and Wanda, you go next, and then I'll close out the show with the remaining sponsors.
Yes. So, hey, I'm your girl, Enter the Actions with Inspire for Purpose and Girls with Gigs. You can find me at www.inspireforpurpose.com and also www.girlswithgigs.com. If you want to get your mindset, you want to get clear about your fear so you can be able to move forward, I'm your person, okay? My quote is, remember, nothing positive ever came from negative thinking. Always keep yourself in a positive mind space, no matter what's going on around you. You don't have to shift with everything that is shifting in your life. You have to indeed remain firm, and you have to remain stable, right? As life is lifing around you, right? Because you have to have a firm foundation from which you can actually grow from. So as always, love and light and inspire for purpose.
Mm-hmm. Thanks for that, DC. And now I'm sorry, my mind is like all over the place. I'm not feeling too well. But anyway, my name is Nadine Barton, the author. You can find me on Instagram at NadiaB_1202. And you can find my books at www.nadinebarton.com. And if you love my body butters, cabzenza.com, CABZENZAH.com. Also, life is 10% of what happens to you and 90% of how you react to it. So be kind. Some people in life, they will try you, they will test you, and it's up to you how you react. And happy holidays.
So you can find us, the Miss Petite Universe USA pageant, on Facebook and Instagram. On Facebook, we are by Miss Tour Beauty USA and Miss Petite Universe USA, and it is the same on Instagram too, so you can find us both on Facebook and Instagram. My quote that I live by and that has always helped me get over obstacles and helped me believe that I can start at any time is by Misty Copeland, and is, you can start late, look different, be uncertain, and still succeed. And it is a quote that I live by since I was little, and I just love because it just kind of shows you that no matter what point in your life that you're at, you can always start something different.
Hi. My name is Wanda. I'm the National Director of Miss Petite Universe USA, Miss Tour USA, and I want to invite all the girls that want to participate in our pageant that we start searching for the next queen for this year, for 2026 is going to be the international in Colombia, and in November. Yes, so all the girls that want to participate since 4 years old to 28, 29, or Miss category, you can contact me to 803-371-3552 or in our Facebook or Instagram page. So I hope you guys get involved. And don't forget, the fear beauty is inside. You never thinking that the crown is just because I'm the best. No, the crown has a meaning, and the meaning, what is your meaning?
Community service.
Beautiful. I love it. Thank you. Wow. Very impressive. Oh, I just love this. Like, this is perfect. We're around the holidays, and I'm feeling the warm and fuzzies with all the mother-daughter. Like, that's just beautiful. And then on top of it, I have some amazing co-hosts. So I'm just feeling like all the warm and fuzzies right now. Like, so shout out to all this is really girl power. Like, I'm loving it. Like, I'm feeling all warm. Like, oh, okay, I can go to sleep now and just be happy and smile. But yeah,
Jessie can participate this year.
Yes.
Jessie, I invite you to participate this year.
You know what? I was actually going to ask you what the age range is because, hey, I mean, I like pageantry. I haven't done it since 2013, right? Since like a long time ago, like I said. But yeah, we'll definitely talk about that to see if I will be a good candidate. Who knows? Quién sabe?
Yeah, I will love it.
Yes, I would love that. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Well, hey, we've had another amazing episode of Hoy En Día TV. Wow, we've learned so much, and just the importance of leadership and just pushing forward, thinking humbly, right? Reminding yourself that there are people that are better than you, and that's okay because you got to keep pushing to strive to be better than you were yesterday, right? We're growing continuously, and that's what we're here at Hoy En Día TV. The goal of Hoy En Día TV is to positively motivate, inspire, enlighten, educate, and entertain you, the viewer and listener, with each and every episode. And I know we did that today. Lo hicimos hoy de nuevo. Te motivamos, te educamos, hicimos de todo un poco aquí hoy. Te dimos sazón, sofrito, aquí para allá, hicimos de todo un poco aquí. But don't go anywhere. We're going to do a couple more of our sponsors. So shout out to our sponsors, and we'll be right back with Hoy En Día TV.
Sponsored by Collective Wear, available at www.yessierodriguez.com/shop and myrod-enterprise.com/shop.
Sponsored by Divine Beauty and Accessories. Watch Hoy En Día TV, Thursdays, 7:30 p.m.
All right, so for those who want collective wear, we have collective custom wear. They make custom wear shirts. I'm rocking my collective wear. CC is rocking the Hoy En Día TV shirt. Nadine, are you rocking your Hoy En Día TV? Not today. It's okay. For the most part, the goal is, hey, you need custom wear shirts, whether it be for a wedding, an anniversary, a birthday, etc. Be creative family reunion, pageantry, right? Getting all your models together with the pageant. Reach out to Collective Custom Wear. We will get you right with those shirts. Also, being a model got to change up your look a bit, right? Especially for your photo shoots. So with the Divine Beauty and Accessories, you get these really cool accessories, right? Just order online on my website, yessierodriguez.com. Also, contact lenses. You want to look different, right? With the blue eyes and the hazel eyes and the green eyes. So just, a little food for thought so you can change up your look a little bit and pizzazz in your photo shoots. Why not, right? All right, but yes, with that in mind, thank you again. And my quote, like I always share, is the sky is never the limit because the galaxies are endless. So thank you all for tuning into Hoy En Día TV. Hasta pronto.